Good morning. My name is Dr. Jonathan Oates, Archivist for the London Borough of Ealing. Today we are standing in what has been called Hanwell Cemetery, but really it's Kensington Cemetery. This might appear confusing, and especially as there are two cemeteries in Hanwell. There is one on the south side of the Uxbridge Road, the Westminster Cemetery, and one on the north side of the Uxbridge Road, where we are now, which is the Kensington Cemetery. In the beginning of the 19th century, city churchyards were becoming overcrowded. This was because of high infant mortality. It was also because of diseases such as cholera, which were then prevalent in overcrowded central London. Furthermore, there was concern by parishioners that body snatching and grave robbing were taking place. The cemetery for the parish of St Mary Abbots in Kensington decided to solve this problem by buying land in the countryside. In the beginning of the 19th century, Hanwell was a very small rural village, nothing like it is today. There was plenty of land available for building and development. Therefore, the parish of Kensington bought 18 acres of land on the Uxbridge Road in Hanwell, and this land stretched from the Uxbridge Road northwards as far as the railway line. The architect Thomas Allen was employed by the parish to build two chapels, one for nonconformists and one for Anglicans, also to design the archway at the entrance, and finally the lodge keeper's cottage at the entrance too. If you look carefully when you walk through into the cemetery, underneath the archway you will see on the top of it Allen's Arch with the date 1855. In the 1870s, the cemetery had on average 800 burials per year. It was becoming overcrowded too, so the parish bought an extra 3.5 acres of land, extending the cemetery to the west. And in 1924 they were even planning to extend the cemetery northwards under obviously, and then on the other side of the railway line by means of a tunnel. This did not happen because Kensington Council decided to buy land in Gunnersbury and open a cemetery there a few years later. In the 1970s and 1990s, there were many problems with the cemetery here. For example, there were problems with vandalism of the graves and the crosses. It was used by drug addicts in the 1990s, whereas the cemetery really should be a place of rest and a haven for wildlife, both plants and animals and birds. It was a long time since the cemetery had a lodge keeper. The original keeper of the lodge was a man called William Neal, and he was the superintendent of the cemetery from at least 1861 and 1891, and of course he lived on site. However, there is much to like about the cemetery. There's wonderful magnolia blossoms as observed by a writer of London cemeteries in 1981, and there are many interesting people who've been buried in the cemetery, one of whom of course is Dr. John Connolly, one of the early residents of Hanwell to actually be buried here, because initially most people who were buried in this cemetery were people outside the parish, mainly from Kensington, and it wasn't until the 20th century that Hanwell residents tended to be buried here once the churchyard of St Mary's was closed. Thank you for watching this video. Please remember to comment and to like and to subscribe to the channel. Thank you.